Dominic Solanke no betimi nya sika kese de free Antoine Semenyo based on rate na Antoine Semenyo pija no say wo hwe Antoine Semenyo ball na obo say na tina na o analyze Antoine Semenyo a kinu hu say abrante no grow woni football nim wa mature woni football no some level of development be about our Antoine Semenyo ne ball na obo nim and football science say so person hu say player bi develop player be grow football ma there were 4 key elements we dey say player wey dey or mature football mu dey di kan mental and emotional growth so oni akran pokrate na hu say akran no the way o si thinking how o si react to nyoma bia and kwan na dream mu efa so do na ka say you akran we o nyini o grow sa na football tie. So once a player be develop grow. The first thing I be noticing no, the mental and emotional growth. Say game ne koswa. Decisions will take it on the field of play. Say Ken. Antoine Semenyo say a kind of ball mofa. The kind of decision will take no. Once na dream no be wo football mu. Once a brand ni grow. So the first thing I'm noticing Antoine Semenyo game no one say no o grow mentally, emotionally we grow. Then the technical and tactical development apija, physical condition apija, then the commitment level. Sanyoma for we, and now who will play and will be a player away or mature or grow football. Gradually, Antoine Semenyo, Sadieno. Semenyo a forward line player or your attacker. Football no be a econo. So we a forward line player. Now we attacker. Numbers here with football. And to say we attacker now only numbers are ye body I am born count. But say what check Antoine Semenyo akin numbers no or Saturday can game ne ho. And every season be a fit so called bomb of no season be no opejane numbers nim. The first season who you so Premier League nem kwa. The first season with bomb of Ose 1 goal. The second season Obama 8 goals. The third season that was last season Oma 11 goals. And the young Kobe be a season where no you bought 7 games for Oma 6 goals. So rate now Antoine Semenyo econo. 6 goals now watch so far no you most likely say obebeta no assigned your year in the last season 11 no based on rate na work on and you say you can play about kwa also add the numbers to the game now Antoine Semenyo ma sa goals no and say we a forward line player one of the core duty here say ube produce numbers any goals in kwa hwe kwan offer so create ne kwan offer so assist last season in the Premier League ne 37 games or boy no o 5 assists this season we about 7 games so about 3 assists. Enti goals no opegem assist no opegem enti se wo check Antoine Semenyo as a player ken ye ka numbers or sa the numbers no say the amount and say was ne ball no wa fit Premier League ne pepe enti mi hu se na wo voice bi se wo check Premier League e ya no mo pe some certain kind of wingers are omo direct omo power omo pace omo acceleration level e wo soro winger ojeba or the ball na ba on soro defender. Enti check Antoine Semenyo pokra go no di kan share no how oje ball no the ball neighbor defenders neighbor no so players neighbor so still on Robia or the ball ni ekum and say in the striking ability say you shoot with your 9 nifa your 9 benkum and no shoot a ahwe angle na Antoine Semenyo e the ball ni ekokose enti gradually can Antoine Semenyo no I believe say abrante no o grow o develop and o suade e woni football mu so far in the Premier League we Haaland now you Chris Wooder player be no who shoot to say Antoine Semenyo. Enti Antoine Semenyo no ni development ne how will grow no. Big ups to eye ni coach eye Andoni Ariola. A papa no boama Antoine Semenyo develop and ken. She Antoine Semenyo eye na time bia me proof. Na mama of fast and figures. Where ye Antoine Semenyo ni development and the graph no. From a see ho and baby a waba pija. Wa wo hwe me bia no say wo hwe Antoine Semenyo 2025-2026 season a. Wo se wa pija akos opija mempa eba me ba ne say obese blasters jesi na ye benya Antoine Semenyo performance to say the ordima any club side so far me de me hu ne say onche wo bom of bobuku no team bi diska kese ba be fa Antoine Semenyo ne form no e wo suru bebre Manchester United etina fie na wa bo against Sunderland bobuku no se over Premier League table na clear say Sunderland as it stands now after 6 games in the Premier League are better than Manchester United based on number of games they have bought in the Premier League. because over 2 teams now mbesi akan wo Old Trafford na Sunderland based on 6 games na wabono or the 6th position with 3 wins wabodro mienu no lose baako. Or they compare Manchester United Manchester United at the 14th position with 2 wins, 1 draw and 3 defeats. And to say what check 2 clubs based on 6 games na yabo in the Premier League. Nina STT clearly says Sunderland currently based on league log no are better as a Manchester United. Historically, Manchester United and sa eda team friends Sunderland so based on previous games, past records, statistics no any data ni nyina kire say Manchester United share Sunderland especially our Manchester United fear ekoye edema Manchester United bobuko no. Nanso ken this season obi a wanya abotra hwe team friends Sunderland bia no ukosia na untimi underrate Sunderland bobuko no. Sunderland team no use team be use pragmatic tactics a team a onfa ho ne ball bebo ne de ne yesi ebobo game na wie ne wenya results enti pragmatic coaches no omu focus enye the kind of football bebo enye philosophy enye identity eye results. Typical example eye Ghana coach Milu obefa Ghana Blasters no enfa ho ne boy bebo ebobo wie na Ghana enya results enye kind of pragmatic tactics enu bi na Sunderland for use enti so far Sunderland position no omo da no unhu se omo bobo a efe bebre unse da unhu philosophy bi a ewo omo team nim ba ye bebo game na wie no enya results ene kind of pragmatic tactics enu bi na say Sunderland for use enti omo set omo team ni up 4 at the back 3 in the midfield and 3 wenim ho by say Sunderland team no in finfi ho no de oye adwuma kese pa no senior man an experienced player Granit Xhaka every Liverpool ebe share Sunderland midfield no or some certain level of air performance and stability be any experience bi aba be share Sunderland bobuko no eka ho bi ana mfinfin ho no wetimi am mo 3 assists enti se ukwa akohia Sunderland akin ade ba ko wo so notice ni say omo be per results enti enfa ho obetime defend throughout the game na wa frustrate no enya results but ade ba ko mo ho de no was ropa no how wo mu defend so far oma concede 4 goals omo ye team ba ko a omo timi protect omo lead oni omo ba omo betima yire no metimi awia ball no de free ho generally omo ye passive and at time bia no omo use a close pack defensive line entu ko sia Sunderland omo ho den pa na ye say omo betimi defend no ma frustrate no metimi nya results omo pe so it's up to Manchester United and say Manchester United bobuko no ebetime bie Sunderland team nim Manchester United betima create enough chances now my clinical are you potent up front the likes of Benjamin Sesko Cunha Mbuemu Bruno Fernandes mo e was say no mo clinical up front no metimi atimi ajetre maximum points e be free Sunderland bobuko player ba ko aken ye share season ase ne performance was throw bankofo mbona baso pa ye Mbuemu don't say the entire Manchester United setup no man koyi by checking Mbuemu nko individual performance unsa brante ne perform okune ho enti imagine say anka Mbuemu performance yi anka do team omu wini anka nkofo bobo ne din enti say Manchester United be win game na it's up to Manchester United so be clinical up front Sunderland stubborn side omu your team on betima frustrate you Manchester United clinical no more attack no mo timi the needed goals on betima nya results omo pe Arsenal netnefie against West Ham crystal clear ye say season ase no nyoma nkoye mfa ma West Ham bobuko no 6 games at West Ham abon we win 1 bad for West Ham bobuko no with individual materials o mukra no anka wo expect West Ham say enye hwe kra no on betima word middle hobby na omafra akosoro by so far nyoma nkoye mfa ma West Ham eka ho bi ana omugye omu coach Graham Potter kwan ana omukofa Nuno Espirito Santo edinaba Nuno Espirito Santo befa West Ham bobuko no ne first game okwa away to Everton ana okobo draw a obe hope say obetima to asa performance omukonya no Everton no against my friends Arsenal by no kwaye ba akope say the level of Arsenal the condition of Arsenal e was through bebre say in West Ham say o hwe ball no for statistics to nchen na wo TV na chi na wo hwe ball na wo hwe ball na Arsenal ball na wo hwe ball na West Ham oba un se difference ni so bebre because they say Arsenal level no any condition was through say West Ham enti nipa dodo na be ko say Arsenal be win which is understandable so wo hwe midweek Arsenal any Olympiacos wo UEFA Champions League. Arteta wama Timber and Shasie. Wama Declan Rice and Shasie. Bukayo Saka and Shasie. Ebereche Eza and Shasie. Calafiori crowd we nye biambo. Enti check sa players we nyina ewo UEFA Champions League. Ebi mu free bench na ba o man Shasie. E cho se eye Arsenal team a omo squad depth. Players on be Shasie and any players on be free bench abano. On say dey who difference. And so what check Arsenal team now? It seems currently they are having it all. Goalkeeping, any problem. Defense, so said any problem. In fin attack, every single position. Be announced Arsenal, okay, wo. And Nadia Bakwa, Ebwa Arsenal, ni say, team Bakwa, ne she dene. Defend very well. And see a kanya, so be break your defensive line. No, can be na so far Arsenal and concede goals. I concede 3 goals in the Premier League. And so what check Arsenal team now? Ken, a team Bakwa. Otimi yusu counter the shegu. Arsenal timi yusu set piece the shegu. Otimi yusu open play the shegu. Enti every means, every channel be the shegu biano. Obetime yusu the left side the right side, the middle. Enti a team be as I say kwakoye all round team. So playing against West Ham, nipa dodo na expect to say Arsenal be winning game we because Calafiori, Timber, Saliba mo they are capable so betima stop a West Ham a defense or Declan Rice, Zubimendi mo omo sa ability to control the midfield. E dey amati my friend say Arsenal, Ebereche Eze, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, Yokares. Omo players omo betima create etimi ahye. Enti on paper dey obeka say Arsenal and a favorite so be winning against West Ham. But there back was say Arsenal very careful you say. West Ham enya new coach and me no nim say sa new manager bounce no adwuma. That's the reason why I don't know Espirito in the first game of cupboard draw. And since our new manager bounce, the bet me I go in favor of West Ham. And at the last 2 games, West Ham ako Arsenal Chrome Biano, Wakako say Arsenal. And Arsenal for you very careful. But on paper, the Arsenal and the favorite. Chelsea airborne against Liverpool. Big game. But Nukre Womni say recently the performance of these 2 clubs I raise questions kakra. Chelsea performance no how almost say no eba from na peja kakra. Liverpool ye season as no na omo ma sa 5-star performance no. Be wo ma on betima find a way to win by nan say lose against Crystal Palace against Galatasaray. And ye 2 teams on babeshia no pressure e wo teams ne so pressure e wo manager ne so 2 managers ni nyina. Enti ene wa obe win sa game no a big relief at the mount. Se Chelsea to me winia pressure enko obusu bebre. Se slot ni Liverpool winia pressure ne beba from. But what obe lusu no pressure ne ebe kosoro. Ken, the big question will be embusa ne hono ye say. In terms of coaching, Slot a good coach. Enzo Maresca a good coach. In terms of individual materials, Liverpool were individual materials. Chelsea were individual materials. Nenti di enti na nanse nyoma nkoyi. Se 2 teams ni nyina esi akanya. Almost set up tactically who say a team ya set up a very well who say nyoma betima function and Chelsea see kind of Liverpool see kind say omu krabo no omu attack ya who say dem who problems how even Chelsea mpokra otode bia olusu etode bi mpokra obo numerical disadvantage no say okraba or dominating the opponent. Yes, Liverpool nyoma nkoye obelusu against Crystal Palace, obelusu against Galatasaray. Nanso Liverpool for krabo na omo dominate omo opponents. And it say the problem between Chelsea and Liverpool no enye se omo krabo a because Chelsea e krabo na Enzo Maresca eye ne tactical setup na. Onim say definitely okosroba forma ne back four no ebesesa. Ida Kukureya ebe stay aka the center pair no anase obe join attack ni bi. Rhys James ebe move inside aba be kaka say the ho anase obe overlap ana obe underlap na ne midfield ho no either say Enzo Fernandez ebe join attack ni bi as a dynamic boss to boss midfielder ebesi na we use no 2 wingers no so say Chelsea krabo na omo tactical setup no solid a omo timi use the dominate omo opponents. The same thing applies to Liverpool. Say omo krabo no omo attack here onim say ye dey obenya flying fullbacks. Someone never bought Jeremy Frimpong never bought Bradley never bought Milos Kekes never bought Robertson never bought. These are players on me a flying fullback on betima kono metimia ba no ma patrol e wing so. Say ni defensive midfielders no o push mo call menim to get the numbers just to dominate opponents e the final third. And between slots and Enzo Maresca, teams ni kura ball na tactically set up ni very good. By problem are two clubs ni facing no similar. Now say the reason why Chelsea ever from Liverpool lose ni nyina no nyina kwa yepe without the ball poor. As simple as ABCD. Check goals are Liverpool for concede. Check goals are Chelsea concede. Chelsea problem na yes o krabo or attack. Liverpool problem na yes o krabo attack. But omu krabo na na problem de wo. And two clubs ni problem omu ni nyina na say omu defend there. Issues e wo ho no spaces in between omu defensive line. Individual errors are a cost team no. And as an opponent ombe omu no use wide attacking player affected two clubs ni nyina. And as I say Liverpool si akanya check on first game on the ball of boy Antoine Semenyo say 2 goals no. The space in between on defensive lines. Say the defensive midfielder of Liverpool Gravenberch say omu si akanya check the space between Gravenberch and the back line no. Space ni muwa. And the Ubo story we story be crass say Gravenberch say person okonanim. Nan say otaiko nanim nti na space ne so. So obi ko Liverpool targeting space na in between the midfield and the defensive line. No ma targeting Konate na individual error saba. So spaces ne eso. Enti omo di bi ehia bomb of share Newcastle conceded 2 goals here with the same thing against Everton. Kocheki Idris Agana gave goal no shedi Liverpool bobo no and against Crystal Palace. Now outside per classic example mpokra nan say against Galatasaray. Hwekwan penalty ne fa so by. Na check the space in between the lines. The same thing applies to Chelsea bobo no. And as I say teams ni ko share Chelsea ni Liverpool. And I'm say no omu fullbacks no omu tie vacate omu space ni no say o target sa wing so now ye cross echo opponent in the box no affected 2 clubs ni na and Chelsea si akan o ye cross per the moment ube beat Kukureya ube beat Reece James ube beat Malo Gusto now ye cross echo Chelsea penalty box ni pe no omu panake and ye game ba kwa kin enko ye hwan ne be kura ball dominate bebe ye game a hwan and be defend very well the obet me defend very well and be determine why they be win the game. Chelsea backline no omu lose key players. So be here say Chelsea midfielders no ebetimi ama defensive line protection. So obi to say Caicedo be ye key and crucial game we mu. Minim enra coach Enzo Maresca ka say Romeo Lavia fit obetima bo. Minim the situation now. By me say me Enzo Maresca and Romeo Lavia ye fit pa enfa ho say obo ma chacha nka me take risk to play Romeo Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in the midfield. Na metimi anya sa stability no mfimfi me take sa risk no. Na mabo Romeo Lavia, mabo Enzo Fernandez, na mabo Caicedo to give me backline stability and protection. To make sure say many mo for no muntimi impressing winning ball no. Se ball ni BT first defensive line na. Me were 3 solid midfielders are omo ball winners. The same thing applies to Liverpool. Se me hu se game no or drop Florian Wirtz na obo Soboslai obo McAllister na obo Gravenberch enyem nwanwa enti ne game no most likely say Chelsea betima bo Romeo Lavia Caicedo na Enzo Fernandez Liverpool betima bo McAllister Soboslai and Gravenberch obi up protection for the backline because they say 2 teams no defensively omo strong attacking wise obi betima say obi with that quality obi etimi attack very well enti again ba kwa ken di obi win no e be depend on why and e be defend very well. Why and any silly mistakes by 2 or more goals there. Mihunu was a game we mu. Real Madrid above Villarreal was Spain. After that painful defeat against Atletico Madrid Wanda Metropolitano, every Madridista expect to say Benabao Madrid bet me amo meniaje with good results and performance. And yeah, good results and bad performance. Especially Wakulusu against Atletico Madrid. We winning now say Boba Fema Madrid for Niaje. By Ken. Eto de bi a metiase nipa dodo na follow big clubs no. By will be open football any this season Ken Villarreal team no. Omo perform very well. From last season ABC this season. One club and a performance was through La Liga Villarreal bobuko no. Ye share season na simple kran we lose just a game. And omo ye team ba kwa omo timia find a right balance between attack and defense. And Villarreal for ni si akanya omo attack ya Omutimi that needed goals no out of 7 games from out 13 goals. We are talking about a Villarreal team about conceded 5 in 7 games and we are finding a way to get that balance between attack and defense. And say so omutimi no more say no our young guys kakra or experience for whom and or established players and to ukosia Villarreal a standard 4-4-2 obo pate and a papi gay e won finfin ho pate ne papi gay e protect omo backline no Rafa Marin and a Renato Viaga na pate ne papi gay asa breaking opponent attacking third no my ball distribution most especially Thomas Pate no me the akwa Georges and your brand defense Nicolas Pepe and to say o check your team now in terms of attack o me dangerous on him say so far Oka clubs are omanya big chances for La Liga. Uyi Barcelona, uyi Atletico Madrid, and the next club, a team friends say Villarreal. Or more big chances. By problem, I'm one year say almost say chances kesiye. Team was say big chances kesiye power La Liga. Villarreal. And to Real Madrid, very careful.
Okay.
Me expect Real Madrid team ombe give you omo all. Ombe defeat Atletico Madrid the number 2 mechi. Ni who performance was through. No me winning against Villarreal. Me expect Mbappe say obetimama ye goals ni based on the form. Adagule be a lot of creative work, you know. Me expect Vinicius Junior so be into the party. BBNC dia meko a slim win for Real Madrid. Me de manu cinema me ko wie Barcelona and Sevilla game no. Ken. Me menje Sevilla fondi, especially so omo bo ofie e Ramon Sanchez play one. So far omo win match ofie, omo points omo nya nyina ne wa we. Omo wins ni nyina wa we. Ano mbe face Barcelona. The woman ye say Sevilla team ne Ken. O ta to ma omo beta ye fouls bebre e wa around inside omo penalty box onim see e La Liga na se no averagely omo ye 15.7 fouls and so far omo di 21 yellow cards in 7 games enti the cheni ye say omo ye team a o ta atom na okra bo no bebre a omo be foul omo be di cards ubetimi nya penalty and say fouls around omo box by problem ni ye say omo kire ho no Cardoso e wo 31 years Aspilicueta was 36 years. The also one three back near Marcos. Ono na 29 years. And the teams ni kosia Sevilla omo target Cardoso and Aspilicueta. And Lewandowski, Rashford, Ferran Torres, Dani Olmo omo ntata omo. Okay. I want to hear the weakest link. Obi to say Pedri say Ken and can papa mo here rest. Okay. But still I was so used to so me expect Barcelona so bit to dominate here winning. Yes, and Juventus near similar here. Both team to score. Okay. You say both team to score.
Juve Milan.
Yeah.
Listen, me was say you know about control Facebook who say Kwame Dela say Antoine Semenyo pa enokre. Dela was Semenyo. Ohe Delanima on Semenyo. Sir, what checking ye? There be also some almost say Antoine Semenyo ne Kwame Dela almost sepa.
Almost 5 pictures ni me to one year had.
Sir, there is all my pictures in every.
So me come in na bo one.
And I wouldn't know.
Part to there.
Just right.
So come compare me here dia enya hwe Kwame say brody ene eye ne birthday on crying see happy birthday my brother na ye monkomo kakra ke de tie ne say the Chelsea Liverpool game no me fan say a game of redemption for Chelsea. They need to. They should. And yes, sir. Pressure beba Enzo Maresca so no. And pressure ketua. The last 3 games in the Premiership alone, we draw Brentford, we lose to Man U, we lose to Brighton. It's over 9 points. Last 3 games, Chelsea were 1. And yet. Very, very bad. Now you see, Chelsea pressure ni nyina say club World Cup no mkoje bae no, and the extra pressure be to team no so. Because Ken, to be very fair, Chelsea team no, they weren't the best squad in Europe and not J Club World Cup. They be America. Chelsea team no, individually. They were not better than Paris Saint-Germain. But football, it is what it is. You don't necessarily need to have the best of squad to win games. Sa Chelsea team noir. The center backs are Ghana for Obienim. Chelsea for yes will be him say center backs no. Chelsea will issues. We lose to Levi Cowell. We lose to Tosin and Darabiayo. Trevor Chalobah out because of suspension. Wesley Fofana. King Chelsea players do say na mabo 4 center backs. Obieni wo bebo body bi. 4 center backs. Every player out. Okay. Andre Santos, Kopama, Dario Isugu, Faliam Dilapkao. These are 9 players. Omumobo nibi. But what say? Obia Kran Kanwa Sabo. The kind of injuries at Chelsea were, nobody cares. I was at Chelsea question Liverpool.
But I don't know when it's our main team, no. So coach in the selection. Ebianka Romeo Lavia, Omon Bobo for the best.
Wesley Fofana Bebo be Levi Cowell Bebo Boni be.
Okay, Levi Cowell, yeah.
Kopama Bebo Boni be.
Kopama, Levi Cowell, and I want him.
And now on Bessa or Rich bench.
Njebe bench, Njomina bench.
And young winning on a bench. Kopama will play. Wesley Fofana will probably play. Levi Cowell will probably play.
Njebe 3.
What I say, and then say game no say we are day. Now Liverpool yes substitutions are just to the chair. Or Tarek George mo. Which clearly Chelsea will issues. Say premiership clubs na any Chelsea air no. Say catch or say obi lose 9 players via suspension and injuries. You allow Becca say ebia let's pardon them, but for Chelsea no one cares. Inti me feel that to start with. Say Chelsea not draw and you win for Chelsea. But say Chelsea lose the kind of pressure by Enzo Maresca. So already, say Krano, nobody cares about what is happening. Obia say Enzo should get the team winning, and yes, sir, Charlie, Eddie. But for the other aspects, Liverpool so quite strange. You say their last 2 games against Crystal Palace. Olusuye wamwache against Galatasaray. Olusuye, but I saw performance. Sometimes it is okay to lose when you give good performance, but it is unacceptable if you lose and you lose like the way at Liverpool and lose against Crystal Palace, because I gave no now Palace makes me out Liverpool by 4 in the first half, but for Alisson. It's Liverpool lose 2 games no. It's Liverpool so there no. A game for them to bounce back. It's 2 teams no. Games no. A yaubia. And no na game ni yakono. And never ma game no ayede. Okay, Ken. And then Chelsea setup very important. As I said, Chelsea sets it up in a mind to say we want to protect our back line. Because say obo Caicedo Enzo, not the Buana, not Tejina Tena, or take a huge risk.
And
yes, I'm engineering, but I'm talking about say Bono a on and off possession. Ukuta ball, wunkuta ball. So when we need big games, you need to be disciplined on the ball. You need to be disciplined off the ball. Sometimes most of the football fans, we are so much into on the ball. Name say off the ball, you internalize it. And then off the ball, I was say Chelsea defensively, are strong because on back 4, through center half, and yo. And you likely saw about just a champion. Anybody a shell. And I be a Gerard Hato. With all due respect. Look at the Liverpool's attack. Now the way we cover and yet, so you need to protect them. That is why I'm expecting Romeo Lavia to start the game alongside Moises Caicedo. Awumienu should protect because they are very important. And now Romeo Lavia, what did he go to game 1? Now what sounds so game plan B? Because Caicedo no Romeo Lavia means said that in this yeah can game no start na epremi koba na wo ye ne dey
Lavia dey to me prep
ti Lavia dey me said that Ginin did 90 minutes. When was last time about 90 minutes? It's I don't know when it starts now. What game plan B? Plan B they say game no coso na Lavia pra. You have Reece James coming inside to play as a number 6. Now Malo goes to Ako right back. Another possibility. It's the defensive aspects of the game is very important. Now, kid, Sir Chelsea again. Back 4, the 2 players in front of them. One other aspect, I was at Chelsea, essentially ye at the front 4. And now no Chelsea ne Benfica ni ye parking. Centrally, Chelsea possess, in fact, 0 threats. Centrally. Say number 9 no, na number 10. Chelsea a creative ball centrally. In previous years. Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson. Now saying Cole Palmer, Joao Pedro. But Nano, Buonanotte, Tarek George, with all due respect, Enfa. And see, centrally, not Chelsea were issues. Me, sometimes, and you are like, allow the coach kakra. Chelsea, Joao Pedro Otono as a number 10. And our ball club World Cup as a number 9 and a 5. And ye keep no. And Liam Delap so already. It's now said Nicholas Jackson echo. Liam Delap pra. Joao Pedro no Ken. The last time a Joao Pedro see a goal at the 30th of August against Fulham. Wakwa 7 games, club and country on share goal. But do you blame him? Now say boy no oyari on your free to. But it sounds Chelsea any options in there was all ball. It is like a Joao Pedro ye fitter. In a conversation necessary, but now Bona Bonina clearly on your fit and audible because you cannot play Tarek George as a number 9. It's the half fitness ninano and then he needs to get the Chelsea game going as a so Chelsea for number 9. Afe, the 3 players behind Joao Pedro. Ken, there be a can say. Total football coaches no omo per balance. We are right-footed winger. I was so original left. We are left-footed winger. I was so original right. It makes a lot of sense. And nunti and the Chelsea quarter Garnacho. Any Jamie Giddens say omo number left ho. And nunti na we learn extra foul. Any Joao Pedro. Omo jumane so member right ho. Now because say na Garnacho. Any Jamie Giddens omo settle yenti na or the Pedro Neto kojina left ho. With all due respect, Ken, Pedro Neto no original left ho on timi mo. Now one day pa your right ho. And extra foul one day pa your right ho. International me share say Garnacho air ball from the right, elbow from the left. Now only Cucurella, yeah, good partnership. I was like, good, because that is the balance at Chelsea epe. Because Cucurella, and this is the way Chelsea amana ye juma bro so sad because almost said any natural winger or be complementing Kuku. It's Kuku he overworks. It is a Garnacho until so we drew the level no. Also, Garnacho hold the weights now. Now Kuku underlapping. If Garnacho goes inside, Kuku does the overlapping. That is what we call balance. But Garnacho only do some penso on the fitness no. Only do, but at least me I prefer that chain Pedro Neto. And yes, on the ball chain, but effectiveness. And that is what I am expecting. Sadia Baya, Enzo Fernandez will play as a number 10. It should be anywhere. Now, Ken, in Komowe Ninano, me line up a Maya and their morning in say defensively, me per se Chelsea here, discipline. They need to be very careful there. For Liverpool, I am sure, say Obiafa line up now what people will look at, say Obebo Shobuslai, and now Obebo flowing vet. Me anano against Galatasaray, me say no all year experiment. All the show was like original tour. Jeremy Frimpong na all bowing so because anano can say Salah have corner bet me try Jeremy Frimpong. E will right wing go. Me fan say all try. flowing vet no me who say be 2 weeks in here Liverpool supporters no air try a defender no and the most touches most great master sa statistics na die ye pian de to nchen bo ni bo eye test no and he very important but me more example be when him say big mu team Matheus Cunha Ken Cunha we about 5 Premier League games a 0-0 me expanded the mawa we about 6 games a 0-0 in the say 0-0-6 I can call 0-0-7 also be able Cunha di on san ko for Cunha also be ankanasam why he's not getting the numbers but you see who say obo me boy flowing vets the no say akobe 8 games when the Champions League games come one onyere obo but the kind of influence you expect from him as a number 10 you are not getting it
just asking about on a creative chances.
Oh munya isa ne man
creative chances be pray
tibon ye yeah pa yeah, but start season and make some way show. And again, on say in season start here and make some way out between say afterthoughts. Yeah, but start season make catch up say. Liverpool, one of their strengths last season was on counter pressing. Now counter pressing, no, a shobo slide. And a side money ye pa defensively. And I'm say, yet Liverpool possesses the ball very well. Almost creating ye pa. Now flowing fates na Albano. Albano the creative aspects at the ababe can counter press no. Just say a bet check because he needs to learn it. Because as will be 4. And I can't say some so about flowing fates as an amateur. It sounds like he needs to learn Premiership no how to press, how to pass the ball quick. Until so obviously Liverpool be concede chances pa. I said all these things. You start this season and some now you can't ni nyina na ebe mu no. Inti I was boy no, omo ya nkakra time no ko. Ken, 10 minutes I'm expecting a double chance for Liverpool for Chelsea.
Double chance
for Chelsea.
Double chance.
Yeah, because of Stamford Bridge conversation.
Okay.
May I expect to say Chelsea beat me. At least the draw makes a lot of sense to me, Ken. Ken Etienne say Ghana for ne was say a ton Antoine Semenyo. We are not doing it because he's not our favorite guy. Since the 1st of April, Ken Semenyo has a 10 Premier League goals. Haaland has a 9. Since 1st of April, what's your goals Etienne Haaland? What's your goals Etienne guys nina? Also be a canasem. Ghana ha yani say a tomboy no. We are not doing it. This season, goal contributions, okuta 9 goal contributions. Haaland okuta 9. Won't say, Yanam, Haaland will form a par this season. Haaland will form a par goal contributions.
Honestly, man,
as of today. See, last year, na Semenyo enya sa form yo wo musisi. Tottenham Hotspur, Arsenal, Liverpool, Echo Antoine Semenyo, and Manchester United. 4 clubs. Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Echo Antoine Semenyo. Now, I remember very well, club ane serious pa was Manchester United because na Amorim epe boy ne pa. Na me can some dey see as some so say. Wey Semenyo no ni Cunha. Any Mbuemo and na Manchester United for air shop but through Mbuemo. Amo ko Semenyo no and a bomb of 4 bomb be 65 million. The scanner amount pounds Solanke no the same price and a normal pay and a Manchester United said Derby. The first quality they see in Antoine Semenyo and they say oppressing ye pa. But no go so no it will form for a 65 million pound player.
United call no.
Call no. Inti Senka Antoine Semenyo no say bomb of four bobia eye moderate and United for fan. Come on for Mbwemu. Because United, the first thing they were looking at said no oppressing ye probably team no. But then the goals so no and not so munja. What did they make it mean okay wasam? Now, the reason why Mbwemu had the upper hand was this number of goals or say. In the Premiership, no, you can be talented, but Premiership always looks at numbers. In Mbwemu, they are not the best of talents. Osha boys pa ni born ba. In Mbwemu nka hu. But ejuma no nim ye. Born so obey skillful on your skillful onim. Yes, I saw your park no so.
I know your director and ball.
Exactly. You see, coach na your friend Andoni Ariola, much respect to him. Because we are coach. Mwelusu u 2 center house. Ilias Abanya ko PAG. Dean Housen ko Real Madrid. We left back Milos Kekes eko Liverpool. What on Dango Ratara ewe niwo. Na still no ano. He's been able to build a team. Boys ne airborne at this level. Titru Antoine Semenyo. Much respect to the coach first. Back in Semenyo style no. Tio. Bomb of air more of a counter-attacking team. Bono quick. It's ya prepare ya one de Semenyo koto club bia. Omo pass ball ni bebre and sabona baby di wingers are on to more. This is very important. Team biane play biane in the profile. Semenyo ko big club omo pass ball no quick. Na ball na ba bedi no ho in term for 1v1 situations are. Or powerful no one day. Na left ka, na right ka. Sa onkofo ni bi on say na nine ye Dembele mu die ni bi. Uhu ndi odebo. Ni mienu nyina ye adwuma. I to say Rian check die ni bi. Ivan Perisic mo ni bibiaka. Inti way diaka ay consistency. So far it's been so good. But who knows tomorrow? Ever trying for consistency, okay? Estadio Pijuan game, you know, Sevilla ni Barca. Ken, no question me wum ni say, me say Sevilla, omu gusua, omu rebuild, no. Na initially the plan was to rebuild with Sevilla youth team, but na enfa. Instead of Isaac Romero mu chance but now I see they are added experience to it. Cesar Spilicueta, Alexis Sanchez, experience Ababekam and no rebuilding. Back in. It is a game Barca needs to win, but Barca needs to rotate. Mr. Sana Modin Komosa Pedri, Ken, medie game way. I was on more Pedri Jena home. Say, or best Bobo ni Bikrana, he should start the game from the bench. Because I will keep on saying, say, in the Paris Saint-Germain game, Pedri got tired. Maybe in the first half, I thought, no, Alex break. But bro, he's been playing consistently. So I'm saying, Frankie de Jong, and one coach, no rotating the kakra. But for Pedri, he's been the main guy. Just so Omunko accumulating injuries because Pedro no kwa national team. The left went to Manabo. I am looking at Pedro starting the game from the bench. I am looking at Omar Macasado. Any Frankie de Jong a starting game. The same way Frankie de Jong will go, will play more of a number 8. Na Casado, age 6. Then Danny Omo as a number 10. Without Lamine Yamal, and I thought Rooney Barge now so beats me I'm also thinking say Marcus Rashford will be rested. You see, a game Barcelona will need to rotate. Alejandro Balde needs to come back and play the left back. Gerard Martin rest Kakra. Ronald Arroyo get a chance to play, but start early, get good results. Don't let Sevilla build the confidence because these teams teams who are one in a bar, man build the confidence or how. Don't forget to say Madrid bebo first answer Barca bebo. Inti Barca behu Madrid results now we won't obey. Say Madrid the sha, then Barca will know say I need to get the win in the first 45 minutes. Get the game done, then you are good to go.
Okay.
Villarreal and Real Madrid the okay. The woman is saying no kwasam to say the Kwame Kai. Villarreal are playing very well. Pa obono mobo. Na experienced guys now back on Emma for the ball no bon efe. Renato Viega, young guy, on the Babe Sechiro, Chelsea, Renato Viega, Babe Sechiro.
Okay.
Pate any gay air controlling game from the middle. They say anyone no class Pepe. See, they have experience, they have young guys, and I'm blending on mobile and Efe. Marcelino, or a lot of experience, it's through our La Liga anymore. Packet, Madrid needs to be very careful. They need to be very careful. Be a real team, you know. I'm board Juventus. I'm more confident because that game no one lose where you and Renato Viega better.
Nicolas Pepe formed the Ukraine no and no better Madrid for no power.
And Madrid needs to be very careful.
Well, Yenfa and Insuani and Samra. Ne booking course nenche. Yede Bremo Sisia na also with me Akutrebi. Biggie,
Ken
Bremo Kakrama me na yen toss from Frio.
Can Mama Shasiem Arsenal. Arsenal any upgrade English Premier League this time around the day. I was a quite be on Befaso on Bitimia GB and also Mufaso.
Arsenal per Champions League and some Premier League.
Arsenal. The Ojian and Liberty Cassia it is the Champions League. Because no only be.
Na mi no so hwe Arsenal ho den na de no betimi age. Me woni say Arsenal ho den no o mo betimi age Champions League na Premier League. Ana
realistically the me Premier League.
Sam.
Yes. Not Champions League no what try to say the last season or try you know. The point by them dia
match in April no na Arsenal for draw matches bebre in the Premier League. Match April April.
Yeah.
Draw to games bia. Odwen wa won say. But one said they were almost defending no almost see go actually no. And so almost bomb no. I didn't say two Champions League anymore. You got no cast stage, you know, nyaba kotonete no ano no. And omo corner keys ne sa any different from Ubia what Champions League.
Sure.
Ometimenya goals from angle be ometimenya goal.
Sure.
Eti ateta hwewa anko be big. Because no timiji no dia because Premier League ne de eye danya sa points dropping na for be 6-7 years in here. Yenya do sa stage na ultimate draw be tia Aston Villa bomb of year come ho asemi say.
Tuma ofuse Arsenal be share no 2 points na gu.
Me dey wan ka be be Champions League.
Kinam competitions the ones a women nko ade what tension be koso. Nti ufocus on ni nyina. But the be yi na say wo hwe ba bia strength be wa. Na wa yire ho na wa push for the Champions League they said the midi kan you know. Me feel say realistically I think Arsenal be Champions League no.
Premier League.
Yeah, Premier League no.
Okay.
But in Arsenal Champions League no be pay because omu ni bi. And can so Arsenal this season performance has been good. Arsenal since the start of the season over Manchester United. Now Manchester United 1-0. From there Arsenal performance ain't bad. They lost against Liverpool. That is very true. But Arsenal also assigned sorry after playing against Manchester City. Now Arsenal that form a kabako. Now Oba Ababetekana Ababebo draw. From there grounds back ding pa. Say Arsenal beat me any results and I say team be akwa obre against Newcastle. I would the St. James. Arsenal koye. Eko pick the 3 maximum points. And over time Arsenal this year goes. Everybody take a winning game now. Then clearly, Emranti and a drain, omo mentality, omo bibia towards games any football this time around, you know. Sir. And they say Arsenal kwa share team. It is a West Ham. Now Arsenal ebepe so be bibia. This is the time I was offer points at the film. Ken the two managers. Nuno Espirito Santo and the coach friend say Mikel Arteta between them omo meetings Mikel Arteta as a coach after 4 wins 1 IND in a draw and Nuno anya just 2 wins enti eno so your advantage ba kwa ekode ma Arsenal bo boko no say omo coach Asia coach Nuno Espirito Santo otai bono the last 10 meetings between these two teams Arsenal are winning 5 2 are ending in a draw. And team my friend is West Ham United. A team ya win just 3. And the team side, aside the technical heads, and also echo the Arsenal. But Ken, I was say Arsenal very careful. I will game with because so what a team my friend is West Ham. And you man go in for money this season throughout the season. We're winning just 1 match. 1 match now we're winning. Or winning our way against Nottingham Forest. And of course, the 3-0 no dinya win. And then the last game of the Premier League in a draw against Everton Bobo and also so away and a 4 points. And the M found say West Ham more morning conkai. M found say West Ham this season and yakra at the form cry. But no crew woman say away and the performance ne was so a chance of alternate in our book games. And no necessary Arsenal a guard against said the away performance of the team and my minions in transfer Arsenal Bobo so. Coach I will take you over Nuno Espirito Santo. A coach Aken or a defensive minded coach. Yan City deep, Yembo low block. Against team mobile possessive football, I am vampire results. Nuno Espirito Santo to me ye pa. Last 2 seasons, time Arsenal Chelsea League no more party. Everton na nneɛma nkɔ yie mfa ma omo. Medi tutu ho na ma hwe coach na baba be take over ne kwan of aso ball the ball. Any what happened in 2023. Arsenal Lipe League agenani abri o Chelsea pa. Everton nneɛma nkɔ nkan fa ma omo. Everton pamo ni coach. And okofa coach oye defensive minded and then buy Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche buy the first assignment na against Arsenal. The kind of form na Arsenal apeke. Form na Arsenal woman ball na Arsenal ball at that time. Na ni padodo na ni gidie. Se Everton em fa so ma sesa manager. Omo betimi akwa akogina Arsenal ni na omanya point. Empo dey free sa game ni mo. But they defended very well. Omo defended you know. Arsenal bobo ni nyina. Obo be 70% possession of the game, but you be a game no. Now Everton bobo ko na Sean Dyche kita because of the defensive ability of the game ni no. Omo chance na 1-0. James Tarkowski na a corner kick. Eti team yi Nuno Espirito Santo ababa be fasisia. Look at how setting up the teams. No defensively, we are very solid. Playing against teams on mobile possessive football because no or the respect and the man so strength in the pass the ball no. Obejina chile no atwen. Na mum so nya on counter break, set pieces, corner kicks near there obehaw. And nunti necessary Arsenal. I am very careful. Now Saudi any see 2023 no. This time around, Arsenal any abrise o Chelsea League no. Saudi any BM answer ma Mexican. Arsenal has an advantage. Advantage or want to say obo ofie. Aside eno. Teams now this time around, omo yanke to no mo de mon konkan, almost stagger no. Omo ma ba Emirates ni no mo beje. Arsenal tenefie Leeds United or 5. 5-0. Owi Nottingham Forest or tenefie or 3. Eti Arsenal share teams no almost struggle with league ni na. They give it to them. Woto na Arsenal the amount no pe oba bia tena. Can Arsenal nya careful or park and so. The anti America say coach be take over team or try to be a problems one or solve it because also we are and the results in the bebrel. In midfield. And man team you na about a double pivot. Edema West Ham United bobo kono. So man team you no mo bono. James Ward-Prowse and a Thomas Tuchel. Omumi you na ball as a the double pivot Edema West Ham. Coach ni take over. And one say man team you no performance omo de team na nche na nkonkan. E wo mfimfin honom. Menim say age na akachi omo. It's almost energy levels were from 30 years mienu. Coach na yisa players ni mienu de ase nchen. And odin 2 new players aba mfimfin honom. Sungutu Magasa. Ebeba Babi Jinem as the number 6. No Patra Matheus Fernandes. Ewo mfimfin. The last game he played, I in the first match. Ken, and so the West Ham Bobo Kodo. Sam Ranti and you see here. It's the double pivot and no more. And a nearman conquering from West Ham United. And with Tim Nimuno, coach in about Bessa Sam Ranti and Mino. Or so say, no, then Quadawe Mino, 21 years, Miluba and 51 because of the energy levels. Tackles Omobeye, anyhow good almost supported the attack. Omu game on Coco Boy, Omu Coco Boy against Everton, Ewa away. It's looking at this. Guys, never are confident. Only one they have 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock by Premier League. English kakra. Yes. On said I'm finding a rhythm. Premier League. But coach taking over a new team. And some of the Tonkoda team. That new manager bounce. Arsenal careful. Defensive setup. Now mama menyan so almost so. Striker Jokeres. Our buy so baba fail problem. I da Arsenal bobo ko nim obehye nim hono no wape goals the amom ken you starting league no na the performance na bad but so what you cresa the last 5 matches Arsenal abo on she go on assist here it's your buy your ball na obo goals are not all share in the Premier League or 3 goals but the last 5 matches in all competitions for Arsenal no goal no assist. He has to be at the party today. Obey has a game and as a goer. A better browner the confidence no assign to a pager. No what me asha say any numbers in Ibium and the Amas and Abobokono. And me feel say if there's any time for Arsenal to do it, that time is now. Liverpool be Chelsea. Anything can happen in that game. It's Arsenal in focus no on the 3 maximum points. And found say defensively, team my friend is West Ham. Almost set it up in a low block. And ebe ha sabo buko ni in a way but wo buka Yosaka a obetimi atwe no wa create space said yama ni teammates o Eberechi eze o Martin Odegaard me nya sure so obi low block obebo ete say your problem bow. I'll go for a straight win for Arsenal 3-0 for the Arsenal team. Ken Bayern Munich bebo Frankfurt what Bayern Munich in Frankfurt be 2 seasons ago near the 3 seasons ago ka be expect say be a very tough game e yama Bayern Munich bobo ko no. But this season, Yababeshe League nase. Looking at the performance of Bayern Munich last season, nenya bad. But nipa do na no muni GDO company mu. Omo feel say onye adwuma to that extent ebe mo ma so confident e company mu say Bayern Munich team ebe invincible ebe difficult to be beat no company ebe build this team no. But this season, there is no match about Munich abo a even a draw. Team be Bayern Munich facing this season be our channel. They have a 100% record so far. Now Bayern Munich and Real Madrid in the top flight leagues. Europe top 5 no. Omuna ne kita sa record no. Madrid dey na say Bayern Munich da so kita ni dey nim. It is a Bayern Munich ekwa game. No matter the opponent, say you home, say you away, Oshia will be or Chenesha no. It gives them that kind of confidence to play every game. Frankfurt on the other hand, Dino top mola and so and yeah bad. But Ken, the problem is so to be consistent. Obama win back on there. The next game, no. Na Niema said the amano. The Champions League was a typical example. Obeshe Galatasaray 5-1 with ye. No akwa we no so akwa 5-1. It's that inconsistencies in their performance. I a problem kaka and so the amamo. Coach Nibepe so Obese Saniema because the last game they played in the Champions League omu lose here. And so Obese Saniema if ye and I'll be to me at now there are any form of changes I'll be so now they are bouncing back and the right results now Nema con kind amount. But the big question is, can they do it against this Bayern Munich side? Because in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich looks more or less like an invincible team. So far this season, the matches are about it will league anymore. Can on that first? Was 22 goals to concede just 3. It tells how strong that team is. Bayern now you didn't home come. Frankfurt on the other hand and so after say last season no way teamer and what scorers are no more they more show any move on Omar Mamouche who go Ketike what turn these players some more free team anymore but already this season mono what team build a team higher free scoring onya goals no on focus here on number 9 Debbie but he's getting the goals but the problem they say in as much as so be shadow do no also concede do pa what 17 goals for league him and what concede mako 13. Last game omo boy e will league mu. Omo ne Mönchengladbach. Ken your ball 47 minutes. Now Frankfurt lead 6-0. 47 minutes oh. No was just 6. But your ball game ni we ya ba be pono. The last 25 minutes. No Mönchengladbach ababa better 4 goals. E dey free 6 anymore. And it is a side that goes need obenya. Nemum so betimi asom no dey upon a problem. And over a team like Bayern na untimi focus and you're strong for 90 solid minutes. Ebe we are no. Na kwanya Bayern Munich di offer so no rebe ho. On the park, Bayern Munich can guard player friend Kanu Uzan. Ken, he's the best player for Frankfurt team no. He's the creative spot for Frankfurt team no. Onu na bibia wo mfimfin wonom. There are strikers, Bokata or Honum, but he's the player who the most goals in the league. At the Amomo, Okita 5 goals and 3 assists from 5 matches. About this particular season, 8 goals contribution directly. It will share such a team. Who make sure to stop us our player. Hurricane is on fire. I had the ability to lead the lines at the Bayern Munich. And numbers are they more with this season. No, ultimately doubt it. the performance in any way or on any day.
Okay.
5 matches are Bayern Munich abo so far. Harry Kane has 10 goals and 3 assists. 13 goal contribution. And I believe that the kind of charges team Nikita quality or and how good and solid they have played on every soil about this season. Baby Oma could be winning match, you know. If you say remember Bayern Munich that kind of superiority, nobody a conquer opponent here Frankfurt. Straight away, possibly a 3-1 win because a team will be actually go. There Bayern Munich beshe. But Frankfurt also may go nibi a 3-1 win possibly for Bayern Munich bobo ko ken.
Me da say Biggie na just Bayern best 3 and Harry Kane best saying 2. You be band about 12 so there for them mama fan to just shop JD. Mr. Mo jerseys na all pair a shop JD. Jeans na all pair shop JD. Sneakers na shop JD. Cause shop JD on also no dia J sports wear na be now so the other be training the other be BBBA team be open jersey be also benya bi e the shop shop JD jerseys no na mo mama fa we ntu onim say oye nationwide delivery until na me to draw fra or the jerseys ni na bebremo kuma say so no wo on trust care and so